A video was discovered inside one of the scariest places on Earth.
We're heading into the Paris Catacombs.
I am so freaked out.
People are actually living in these underground tunnels,
Each of which were 20 feet tall and wearing robes.
10 people have been arrested in underground tunnels.
And a camera swivels. Like, oh god.
This is a tunnel system that leads to a huge underground city.
Might they be hiding what remains of the old world?
Yo, what's good? We're back with another one.
It's showtime.
Catacombs, the darkest secret on Earth. An underground complex 300 kilometers long with 6 to 7 million bodies, and we're supposed to believe it's because too many people got sick and hungry? Or might they be hiding what remains of the old world? And that's just the one in Paris. These catacombs are all over the world. Just a theory, entertainment purposes only. So, why is there a labyrinth of corpses under the city of Paris in the first place? History tells us in the late 18th century, so many people were dying from disease and famine that they started running out of cemetery space to bury them. Bodies were piling up so much they were causing odors throughout the city, so King Louis XVI ordered his authorities to fix this problem. In 1785, they uncovered an old underground tunnel system called the Tombissoir quarries, which were used as limestone quarries hundreds of years earlier to build famous sites like Notre Dame. They repurposed these tunnels to relocate all the bones from the overpopulated cemeteries over the course of about 12 years, and did so with an air of secrecy. You know, to not raise panic among the citizens, of course. The site was officially called the Paris Municipal Ossuary and eventually began to take on the mythical name of the Catacombs. The first thing anyone notices about these subterranean graves is the intricate, almost ritualistic design of the human remains. The bones weren't just stashed away in large heaps as one might expect would be the case for a disposal project as this one, but were organized in a decorative fashion, aligning femurs with skulls along the walls, geometric patterns, a throne of bones, and even this famous centerpiece known as the barrel, which, according to sources, were all put in place by the average 18th century quarrymen. They were led by official quarry engineers like Louis Etienne d'Artillerie, but still peculiar to see. In fact, the architecture was so nice that in 1809, the catacombs were even open to the public for tours, which only the rich could afford. Ritualistic sites involving the deceased attended by only the elite class? Some things never changed.
300-kilometer tunnels. What else is down there?
A lot, bro.
You should never go into the Paris Catacombs. Amanda Rollins is a TikToker who lives in Paris and recently shared all the crazy reasons why you shouldn't visit this underground cemetery. The video had over 40 million views before getting deleted, and she's not talking about just the tourist-friendly parts of the catacombs. She explains how what's down there is not exactly what you expect, and that the catacombs are a giant maze, which is extremely difficult to navigate, and that's not the worst part about being down there. She explains that people are actually living in these underground tunnels, which are off limits to areas that tourists can't even get to. These tunnel people don't like visitors, and have snatched maps and flash size of tourists who are trying to get to the restricted areas, leaving them completely stranded in the dark.
Who else has been down there?
Loads of people, bro.
This video was posted anonymously on the dark web. It shows a group of men visiting the catacombs of Paris. When they descend to the very bottom, they discover appalling things.
Oh my god.
Dang.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Oh my gosh, here's the lid!
Why did they make it so deep?
They didn't make it, bro.
Breathing.
Oh, the carpet of the
I'd go down there, bro.
You're mad.
The simultaneously it was the most terrifying thing and coolest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, bro.
What? It's crazy people go down there.
They don't all make it out, bro.
I used some of the original footage, so please be advised. In the early 2000s, a video was discovered inside one of the scariest places on Earth.
Dang.
It's called the Catacombs, and it's one of the world's largest mass graves. To get to it, you need to wriggle through these claustrophobia-inducing tunnels hundreds of feet below the city of Paris. The video is found miles and miles into one of the least explored sections of the catacombs. The video is largely uneventful until he starts following these arrows that he sees on the wall and that he sees on the ground, and these arrows bring him to these rooms that are completely full of human bones, which catacombs experts have no idea where they are. Like, they don't know where this is. Then out of nowhere, something spooks him and he starts sprinting deeper and deeper into the catacombs until he drops his camera, and then all you hear is his panic breathing and footsteps as he disappears. While nobody knows what actually happened to this guy, everybody seems to agree that the footage is authentic.
What happened to that guy?
Come on, bro.
So the catacombs of Paris are obviously interesting, if not downright disturbing. Like this disturbing statue you can find down there called the Passer Through the Walls. Why do they make this? And while the main tunnel where they bury people is just over a mile long, the tunnels actually go on for a whopping 180 miles. So it's no wonder why terrible incidences happen down there, like when a 19-year-old girl got lost down in there in 2005 and wasn't found until 2007. Not alive though. And also, if you haven't watched the movie As Above, So Below, it's about the Paris Catacombs. It's really good. They kind of accidentally go to hell kind of, and they're like, oh no, oopsie daisies, how do we get out? But it's really good. Go watch that movie and follow for more.
What's in the rest of the tunnels?
There's a whole city under there, bro.
Let's do some math. 6 to 7 million bodies moved over the course of 12 years as claimed means 57 to 67 bodies moved every hour, night and day for 12 years straight. That's one body, which contains several bones, moved into place in carefully designed patterns every minute, day and night, non-stop for 12 years, which could be possible given a sizable workforce. Just quite impressive to say the least, especially given their incredible design. But the question does arise, where do you get 6 to 7 million bodies in a city with a population of just about 600,000 at the time? That's 10 times the population of Paris in the 1780s, and even about 3 times Paris's population today. I understand these bodies have accumulated over centuries, but the population was even lower in previous generations. Not to mention, even most bones do decompose and become extremely brittle within 100 years, so where did all these remains come from? Disease and famine is the main explanation we're given. Even Great Britain was having the same problem of overflowing cemeteries around the same time. It's almost like there was an old world here before us that got wiped out in a short period of time, and they needed a place to hide all the bodies.
They were just dumping bodies. Why would they take the time to arrange them all?
He's talking about Tartaria, bro.
This is just a skyscraper of bones. We're heading into the Paris Catacombs. That's an old train station, and we're going under it. It's like we're in an apocalypse.
Dang.
Well, underneath these grounds that we're walking on holds over 6 million bodies. So we don't exactly know where we're going. As you can see, the water's building up now. Underneath here, there's even more tunnels, another layer of this. First sign of dying. Alright. Behind this little hole, there's tons of bones. Oh my god. There are so many bones now, I can't walk the path without stepping on someone. Or multiple people in just one walk.
This is the most intact skull that we've seen.
It's just bones stacked on bones. Like, you'd only see this in a movie. I mean, I am laying on bones to get this shot.
Fair play to him for going down there.
They went even further, bro.
There's no official tour guides. There's no laws down there. There's anything goes. There's no rules. It could be dangerous. People do get mugged. They do get their stuff stolen.
I don't even know what the heck's going on. I am so freaked out.
This is why you need to come with people that know what they're doing. You will get lost. I promise you.
Look at this. It's nice. So right now, I don't know where we're going. But the homies that go this way, so we're going this way.
Right here is the monk room.
Dang.
It's the ceremony room.
Look at it.
They carved it, dude. They made it somehow. I don't know how they did it.
When you want.
Okay, ready?
These guys are nuts.
Is this a church? Yeah. This is awesome. A church underground for the cataphiles. We're like in mud. Another bone? Holy shit.
Where you see the skull?
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, the tops of skulls.
Just an update to remind you guys that all these bones that we're now seeing and walking through have been here since the 17th century.
Imagine walking through there on your own.
Some guy did, bro.
I went to the Paris Catacombs, alone, listening to the creepiest music I could find. What did you do today?
What a lunatic.
Looks like he's enjoying it, bro.
Yeah, nutter.
Dang.
Yeah, that's pretty creepy. Fuck you know. Yeah, that guy's mental.
People have parties down there, bro.
In 2004, a group of police officers were exploring part of the Paris Catacombs restricted from public access when they uncovered some very strange things. First, they found a PA system playing pre-recorded guard dog barking. The officers also found a bar, living room area, workshop, lounge, and even a cinema with a room to seat 20. A cinema seat 20 people. Shockingly, the cinema seats had been carved into the stone of the catacombs. So people wanted carving. But the creepiest part of all, though, was that they discovered cameras on the ceilings recording them. Like when they found this place.
Oh my god, so the guy knew that they found him out. Oh my god.
And then a few days later, the police squad went back to the area with a larger team to investigate further. However, everything they discovered from the phone lines to the Paris Catacombs cinema had vanished. There's only a note that remained, and the note said, "Don't search."
Dang.
It just said, "Don't search."
That's pretty terrifying.
Bro, they've got them all over the world.
I guess it would be pretty cool to watch a film down there.
We see hidden mass grave sites like these all around the world, like in Odessa, Ukraine, home to the largest catacombs in the world. 2,500 kilometers of tunnels dug into limestone bedrock dating to about the 17th century. Also used as a quarry and never officially to store bones of the deceased, but the majority of these tunnels haven't even been explored yet. Documentation of these catacombs is extremely limited, almost like they didn't want anyone to know what's down there, with large areas even being off limits to the public. Rumors claim that up to 1 million bodies may be buried down there, but on record, there's none, which is kinda odd given they're officially called the Odessa Catacombs halfway around the world. The Basilica and Convent of San Francisco, a cathedral in Lima, Peru, has its own network of catacombs underneath. And again, what do we see here? Human bones arranged in a decorated manner, eerily similar to the ones in Paris, kinda like they were built as an award, a trophy, or accomplishment of some sort. Estimated to hold at least 25,000 bodies, with some claiming up to 70,000, or so we're told, as these haven't been explored much either, with many smaller catacombs under other churches in the surrounding area, all believed to be connected, possibly bringing the body count of this network into the hundreds of thousands, maybe millions, but just speculation. The Lima catacombs weren't even publicly rediscovered until 1943, despite starting construction in 1546. Now, why put so much effort into designing yet another artistic mass grave site just to keep it hidden for hundreds of years? Just like the Brno ossuary in Czech Republic, again under a church and rediscovered as recently as 2001, despite being used in the 18th century, and this one has an estimated 50,000 bodies, but as always, it could be more. Organized in the fun geometric patterns we see everywhere, almost like the same group of people did this around the world. And like, why? Why put in so much artistic architectural design made of human remains into an underground crypt that no one is ever supposed to see? Allegedly constructed by your average 18th century quarrymen, because, you know, they all had degrees in advanced architectural design back then. Some sources even admit they appear to be arranged in a ritualistic manner, like the ones who built them were trying to achieve something more than just a gravesite. And what about those underground crypts they've been finding in places like New York City? Are there more of these hidden all around the world? St. Stephen's Cathedral in Vienna, Austria, catacombs with about 11,000 bodies. The catacombs of Rome, once said to host hundreds of thousands of the deceased, but have largely since been emptied. Under the Church of St. Paul's beneath the island of Malta, more catacombs. This list is endless. Almost always found directly under a church or cathedral. The obvious answer is they want to honor the dead by burying them under places of worship. Unless it was the churches that were strategically built on top of the catacombs. A perfect hiding spot for mass graves that nobody would accidentally stumble upon while keeping the majority of their known tunnels off limits to the public. These are just the ones we know about. There could be many more under major cathedrals in every city. So did all these places just happen to have body overpopulation issues in the past they solved by ceremoniously decorating underground caverns with skulls and femurs? And today, we're A-okay, despite global population skyrocketing. Or maybe there was something back then that resulted in a huge spike of bodies. fires. Almost every single major city has had their own Great Fire that took place in the last 400 years or so. Try it out, search up the Great Fire of your city name and you're almost guaranteed to find something. Great fires in every city, mass graves largely unexplored under their streets. Was there an old world, a lost civilization as recent as the 1700s that was wiped from the earth and intentionally hidden from records? Some mystery enthusiasts say yes. Before the Great Fires, there was rumored to be a great global empire that rhymes with barbarian. Ugh, I don't even know if I want to get into that. And who knows, maybe these catacombs are just totally innocent and none of this is true.
Can't be a coincidence that they all arranged the bones like that.
Nah, bro. It was the Illuminati.
Come on, Ted. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only.
This is the Capucine Catacombs in Palermo, Italy. The walls are lined with thousands of mummified bodies. So the story on this place is that the monastery that is above these catacombs outgrew its own cemetery and started to develop a way to display the dead underneath the building. It began as only a place for deceased friars, but as the decades and centuries wore on, it became a place for the wealthiest. So as you're walking through, you'll see that everybody is super well dressed and came from a very wealthy background. And you can go visit this place. There are tours of it every day. You can walk through these halls. I can't help but some of them look like they're talking to each other and leaning into each other. Some folks were put up and hung on the walls, and then other folks were put in glass cases. There are over 160 children located here as well, and their faces. So many of their faces are still visible. Most notably and creepiest, this is Rosalia Lombardo. She was embalmed, and she is known as the Sleeping Beauty of the catacombs because this is what she still looks like today after embalming. She has just really never aged or decomposed inside that case.
I wonder how they choose who to display.
The elite, bro.
Malta Catacombs is in reference to a series of catacombs that were discovered in the 1960s around Malta, Italy. It is estimated that the caves are as old as 4000 BC. Research became scant after a group of researchers went to the cave, and upon getting to the end of one of the systems, one of the chief researchers said that she approached a giant drop-off, and then in shining her flashlight to the other side, she saw a sort of embankment that 25 people came out of, each of which were 20 feet tall and wearing robes.
Dang.
When they saw her with the flashlight, they all looked towards her and began reaching out their arms. Her and the rest of the research team got out of there, and a couple weeks later, 30 school students went to the area on a sort of field trip to which they got lost, and people that were looking for them heard screaming and shouting, and none of them were ever found. So what's in the caves? Why were those bodies never found? And what were those creatures walking around in there?
What were they, Ted?
Reptilians, bro.
I was going out with these urban explorers into all of this subterranean infrastructure underneath London.
Bang bang.
After we went into those sewer systems, then we got into electricity tunnels. Then we started getting into bunkers. These are like layers under the city. So imagine there's like 5 layers under the city, right? So we go from the sewers to the electricity tunnels to the infrastructural systems to the bunkers. And then we started getting into what are called deep level systems, right? They're very similar to bunkers that the US government is building here that they call DUMBs, deep underground military bases, right? We started getting into like serious critical infrastructure. And we were like inside the telecommunications trunk for all of the United Kingdom. And at this point, we're like 120 feet underground. We were walking through, about 100 feet underground, and one of the explorers I was with, like, there's a manhole above us. It's like, what do you mean there's a manhole above us? We're in the deepest level right now. And we pop this manhole and a camera swivels, and stares at us like, oh God, and then we realized we were into some critical shit.
It's crazy they got out alive.
They must be watching him, bro.
The funniest thing is this one guy on Twitter that was saying a while back, I live on a ground floor apartment and I hear Jews underneath me. And everybody's like, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah, that's anti-Semitic.
Exactly. And now he's like, I told you I wasn't crazy. But this guy's just...
But what are they doing? Like, I heard that they hired people to build like this tunnel, and they were hanging out, and like the people would live there for like 3 weeks. These like migrant workers were just digging this tunnel, and they stayed there for 3 weeks. But what's the purpose of it?
I have no idea. I don't know anything. I just know that there's tunnels and that there's this one video of this guy coming out of the sewer. So he lifts a manhole cover, comes out of the sewer, and then he's fucking wandering around, this Hasidic Jewish guy. And everybody's like, what the fuck are you doing down there?
Yeah, that's really bizarre. They wouldn't come out, too. The cops had to get them out. Like, they were like, we don't want to come out. And they were, like, charged with disorderly conduct. Just, I don't know. The whole fucking world is just weird.
What were they doing down there?
Check this out, bro.
Following the New York City police detectives through the underground tunnel to the abandoned synagogue. Down lots of steps into the darkness. So many old passageways, corridors, and rooms. We almost got lost. We find Hebrew writing, must be getting close. More Hebrew, this stuff is so old. Finally, the monstrous abandoned synagogue. Holy moly, what have we found?
Can't believe that was just underground.
They didn't make it, bro. They just claimed it.
10 people have been arrested for illegal activity in underground tunnels. To me, this proves that the Tartarian Empire existed. These tunnels were not built overnight. These tunnels have always been here. These mud flood theories are starting to look more like facts now. If you think about it, these underground tunnels go down underground for many, many miles. They built cities on top of a city that was already there. And it makes sense how they have these underground caves and these underground tunnels that connect throughout the city, because there was a city below the city in New York. So when you hear the name Tartarian or Tartaria and you link that with mud floods, you would realize that the elites in the past wanted to cover up these elaborate buildings and this elaborate technology, and they took that technology for themselves.
According to this theory, the civilization of Tartary, which was once a powerful empire that covered a large part of the Eurasian continent, was destroyed by this event, and its existence was deliberately erased from history by the ruling elite.
I told you, bro. It's Tartaria.
Yeah, I'm still not sure about this mud flood, Ted.
Family, you see this complicated carving? It's an important piece of history and a small part of a huge underground city. We have been taught that the world used to look like this 200 years ago. And look at this, family, not even 100 years later, it looked like this. But you know what, family? If you dig deep enough in the books, you will find the evidence. Look at this, family. This is a tunnel system that leads to a huge underground city in England, Liverpool. And most of the underground railroad systems that you see right now, they have already been used for maybe hundreds and hundreds of years. A fact is, family, that it's impossible that an area goes from this to this in not even 100 years. Or like this, 100 years ago. Family, look at the video. And family, look at this. This is a huge underground city in Turkey.
It was a bit strange that they're finding them all over the place.
It's all over the world, bro.
Did you know there's secret tunnels under Adelaide? Tunnels under Adelaide? I dug up rumors about 16 hidden pathways, from the train station to Government House, beneath the Treasury Vault, Parliament House, connecting trims to King's Head Hotel, underneath Rundle Mall, Adelaide Arcade, and so many more. Urban explorer Jim Urbex posted videos about mysterious catacombs under Hindley Street. Catacombs in Adelaide? Yep, but there's more to the story. ABC explored these in 2018, finding vast spaces used by Lee Street bars, not quite the catacombs we expected. Back in 2014, Awesome Adelaide uncovered a secret chamber in the area. Chamber of Secrets? Reddit reveals tales of a hidden tunnel beneath the ASO building. Once known as West Theatre, it's rumored to have had a tunnel crossing the road to where the Metro Theatre was. Both managed by Greater Union in the 70s, it's plausible they were linked. Multiple insiders say they saw these tunnels and even helped brick them up, just 16 meters apart. Could the old tunnel still be there, bricked up and forgotten? Adelaide's underground is a tapestry woven with mystery and history.
We need to start LiDAR scanning everywhere.
We've got subscribers in Australia, bro. Susie, Paul, start digging.
I think, Chef, one of the biggest underground storage facilities in the Midwest is getting even bigger.
Core Subtropolis is a snapshot of our culture, our past, our present, and our future. In all, more than 50 businesses call Subtropolis home, and they have room for a lot more.
Subtropolis?
Yeah, bro.
There's another entrance via railroad. All the flags, different countries in the world, here on Earth, right here. I mean, this place is huge. It branches off,
Why is this place?
It's for the elite, bro.
Everything's blocked off. When we first come in, it said maintenance and authorized personnel entrance only. And then you had the public entrance. What's on the other side? That's the way.
Surely you can't just get in through a hole.
Yeah, bro. They're in.
Sure this is the same place?
Yeah, bro.
Why is it all empty?
They're getting it ready, bro.
Oh, there's a wheelchair. This looks like it'd lead to a staircase. This looks like a... What? This is amazing. There's like a time capsule in here.
The tunnel to the base inside Cheyenne Mountain is iconic, but what goes on inside is top secret. It's been the subject of intrigue in popular culture for decades.
Yep.
Driving south to Colorado Springs, it looms in the distance. One of the most famous military bases in the world, Cheyenne Mountain. Inside the mountain are 15 2- and 3-story buildings. They are freestanding but connected by hallways and ramps. There is also a service area to keep the complex running, and even reservoirs, yes, underground lakes. You can imagine security for the control rooms is pretty tight. Our security escort said he can't even get inside them.
I can only fantasize about what goes on in there. Maybe a lot, maybe little, but whatever it is obviously important.
What the fuck's going on in there?
The Illuminati have had underground bases for years, bro.
Heck is this? Because look at that Masonic temple. You see that? The Masonic symbol? Are you flipping kidding me? Look at this. Masonic. And gosh darn it. We may not be going much further. But what the heck is this?
What the fuck?
Told you, bro.
That is completely obnoxious. And inside is this deep Masonic crazy stuff.
Has anyone managed to get in there?
Yeah, bro. Check this out.
I found a secret Mason cave. It was very dark and deep.
Damn, this is nuts.
Imagine what happened down there, bro. I don't think I can say what that stone's for, bro.
Yeah, don't. We get it.
We wanted to explore more.
These guys are mad.
I went deeper and found small shoes.
What shoes?
Look, bro. Loads.
They look like modern shoes.
Shoes and bones, bro. Dang.
There was just piles of bones.
They went back, bro.
Me and my girlfriend explored the secret Mason cave again.
Nutters.
Yeah, bro.
If you hold this, give you guys a...
What the fuck?
You know, they did crazy shit down there, bro.
You guys wanted us to go down and see where it goes.
Staircase. And I don't know why we didn't even think to do that last time.
This is crazy.
Think how many there are all over the world, bro.
This goes back pretty far. Oh, I see something back here.
Probably more bones, bro.
That's the way we came from, but it looks like there's another way over here, so say we check this out. I can hear water underneath us flowing. There's a river underneath us.
We heard a river and wanted to check it out.
How big is this place?
There's a whole world down there, bro.
Cannot believe it!
This is oh, I see it! I've ever seen it.
It's beautiful.
What was going on down there, Ted?
A lot, bro. But we'll have to save that for next time.
Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one.